Did you know that Pope Francis's recent speech has been called one of the most unexpected moments in the modern history of the Catholic Church? He concluded the Synod of Synodality with a surprising change that is generating debate globally. But what does this shift in the Church's traditional practices mean, and how will it affect the millions of faithful seeking guidance in times of uncertainty? The Pope, in his final message, raised something that transcends the boundaries of convention: the importance of a truly synodal church focused on active listening to the people and the Holy Spirit. If you enjoy content that helps you grow spiritually, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community for more inspiration. Let's get started. This approach not only redefines the relationship between church leaders and the faithful, but also highlights the historical tensions that have characterized the journey toward unity in faith. By asking how to be a listening church, the Pontiff opens the door to a crucial reflection. Is the Church ready for this new chapter? The answers are not simple, but he offered clarity in addressing the internal divisions that have often hindered the harmony that the Spirit seeks to establish. Citing the Second Vatican Council, he recalled that the Church must act as a sacrament, a living sign of God's hope for all humanity. This call to open doors and not build walls challenges the faithful to examine whether they are willing to live a faith that celebrates diversity and inclusion, just as the early Church did at Pentecost. The Pontiff was also forceful in condemning rigidity within the Church, calling it a sin that corrupts both leaders and faithful. Drawing inspiration from the verses of Madeleine d'Avril, he urged to live life as a dance of grace and love, far from cold calculations and inflexible rules. This message resonates as a profound echo for all those who seek an authentic relationship with faith and neighbour. The Synod has concluded, but its message is just beginning to be transformed into action. Are we ready to embrace this new stage? Only time will tell, but the call to harmony is clear and, perhaps, more urgent than ever. As he concluded his address, the message echoing in the classroom was one of hope and collective commitment. The decision not to issue a formal apostolic exhortation marked a bold turn, reflecting confidence in the guidelines already embodied in the synodal document. This text, far from being simply a set of words, becomes a living guide that invites the local churches to adapt, translate, and transform it into concrete actions that resonate with the realities of their communities. In this process, patience and discernment are positioned as essential tools. The Pope underlined the importance of reflective silences and the necessary pauses to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit. This perspective reinforces the joint learning within the Church. There are no immediate answers, but a continuous call to evaluate each step with humility and faith. Thus, the 10 designated study groups take on a crucial role, serving as a bridge between the synodal vision and its global implementation. We frequently find ourselves looking for a greater significance, a guide to assist us discover the proper road, in this world full of uncertainty and difficult decisions. This is precisely the purpose of the message emanating from the Synod. A call to reflection, discernment, and listening to the Holy Spirit to navigate life's challenges with faith and wisdom. If you are looking to strengthen your spiritual connection and understand how to apply these principles in your daily life, we have something special for you. This is exactly what The Secret of Jesus' Apparitions offers: a path to clarity and peace through his revelations. This e-book delves into his prophecies and offers a glimpse of what lies ahead. It is available for free in the anchored commentary. Grab it now before editions run out. The task is not a simple one. In a world marked by polarization and injustices, synodality demands more than abstract dialogues. It demands concrete gestures of reconciliation and bridge building. For example, in conflict-ridden communities, peace initiatives inspired by this model could reimagine the Church's role as mediator, fostering mutual understanding across cultural and linguistic barriers. The witness shared during the Synod cannot remain a memory. The Pope, with his emphasis on walking together, reiterated that harmony does not mean uniformity, but an intense regard for individual distinctions. It is a constant learning process, an exercise in conversion that challenges the faithful to overcome their prejudices and fears. Thus, the synodal document, more than an end, is a starting point that demands commitment at all levels. The Holy Spirit, described as harmony itself by St. Basil, guides this process. From the offices of the Curia to the most remote parishes, his presence inspires communities to transform words into deeds. At the end of his message, the Pope recalled with gratitude the efforts of those who contributed to the synodal journey, emphasizing that this collective effort is not only a gift received, but a shared responsibility that must be extended to every corner of the world. The end of the synodal work left an echo of solemnity in the Paul VI Hall. The faces of the participants reflected a mixture of weariness and satisfaction, as Pope Francis publicly acknowledged the silent labor of those who made the event possible. Behind the scenes, technicians, secretaries and assistants worked tirelessly, taking care of every detail. Among them, Natalie and San Martin, who received special thanks for their dedication. When the final document was approved, a meaningful silence filled the room. While some expected drastic changes and immediate reforms, the publication of the text marked a more cautious approach. The hopes of progressive sectors were met with a different reality. Reforms, while significant, will be implemented gradually, reflecting a balance between tradition and innovation. The day was also marked by the intervention of Ibrahim Sedrak, who emphasized the importance of unity in a context of global challenges. His words resonated strongly. The synodal path is not a shortcut, but a call to active patience. This idea was reflected in the document's proposals, which invite local churches to discern and apply synodal principles according to their particular realities. Looking for inspiration for further growth? Remember that you can download the exclusive ebook from the first posted comment. Units are running out. In a symbolic gesture, the Pope insisted that the harmony of the Holy Spirit, mentioned repeatedly during the Synod, must not remain on the walls of the classroom. Each participant was invited to bring that spirit to their communities, becoming catalysts for peace and dialogue in a world marked by division. Reference to the art of listening and fearless mission, learned from the Virgin Mary, reinforced the vision of a church that moves to the beat of love and humility. As the group gathered for a final photograph, one could feel the transcendence of the moment. The Pope's words of thanksgiving, mixed with the prayer commending the fruits of the Synod to the intercession of Our Lady, sealed the closing of this chapter. But, as the Holy Father rightly said, the real work has just begun. The challenge now is to transform words into actions that reflect the gift received. Following the approval of the synodal document, the local churches face the challenge of adapting its directives to diverse cultural contexts. In Latin America, for example, where Catholicism is well established, communities are looking for ways to integrate the synodal proposals into traditional practices, such as processions and religious festivities. In contrast, in regions of Western Europe, where secularization has advanced, parishes are exploring innovative methods to revitalize the participation of the faithful, including the use of digital platforms to foster interaction and a sense of community. In Africa, the richness of oral and community traditions offers a unique opportunity to implement synod recommendations. Local churches are considering the creation of spaces for dialogue that respect existing social structures, allowing the voices of elders and community leaders to be integrated into the ecclesial decision-making process. This approach seeks to strengthen social cohesion and the relevance of the Church in the daily lives of the faithful. In Asia, where religious diversity is remarkable, Catholic communities face the challenge of living synodality in the midst of pluralistic societies. Some parishes have initiated formation programs that promote interreligious understanding, facilitating collaboration in social and humanitarian projects. These initiatives not only reflect the synodal spirit, but also strengthen the presence of the Church in contexts where it is a minority. The implementation of the synodal proposals also involves a revision of the internal structures of the parishes. More inclusive pastoral councils are being established, where the participation of the laity, women and youth is a priority. This change seeks to reflect a more participatory and co-responsible Church, aligned with the vision presented in the Synod document. In addition, the ongoing formation of Church leaders has become a fundamental pillar for the effective implementation of the synodal directives. Seminars and workshops on collaborative leadership, active listening and community discernment are being implemented in various dioceses, with the objective of equipping pastors with the tools necessary to guide their communities on this new path of synodality. The adaptation of synodal proposals at the local level requires creativity and cultural sensitivity. Each community, with its particularities, is called to find authentic ways of living synodality, ensuring that the voices of all the faithful are heard and valued in building a more inclusive and participatory Church. Don't forget that a special e-book is available for you. Click on the first comment posted and be sure to get it before we run out of copies. During the Synod, significant challenges arose that reflected the diversity of perspectives within the Church. One of the points of debate was the active participation of women in ecclesial leadership roles. While some advocated for greater inclusion, others expressed reservations based on traditional interpretations of doctrine. This dialogue highlighted the need for serious discernment in balancing tradition and modernity. Another topic that generated discussion was the welcoming and pastoral care of LGBTQ+ persons. Some voices within the Synod proposed a more inclusive openness, emphasizing mercy and pastoral accompaniment. However, there were those who expressed concerns about how these proposals might align with existing doctrinal teachings. This exchange highlighted the complexity of addressing contemporary issues while maintaining fidelity to tradition. The issue of decentralization of ecclesiastical power was also present in the deliberations. The possibility of granting greater autonomy to local bishops' conferences to address challenges specific to their regions was discussed. This proposal found support among those seeking a Church closer to local realities, while others feared that it could lead to a fragmentation of doctrinal unity. Formation and the role of the laity in the mission of the Church were recurring themes. The need to train the laity to assume pastoral and administrative responsibilities was recognized, especially in areas where there is a shortage of clergy. This approach seeks to foster a broader co-responsibility in ecclesial life, although it also raises questions about the limits of these roles. Synodality itself, as a concept and practice, was the subject of reflection. Some participants expressed concerns about how to implement effective synodal processes without diluting magisterial authority. There was discussion on how best to balance broad participation of the faithful with the need for clear and consistent decisions in the teaching and practice of the faith. These challenges are evidence of the richness and complexity of the Church as it seeks to be faithful to its mission in an ever-changing world. The open and respectful dialogue during the Synod reflects a commitment to find ways to honor tradition while responding to contemporary realities. In implementing the synodal directives, the formation of the laity emerges as a fundamental pillar. Several dioceses have initiated educational programs ranging from basic theology to community leadership skills. For example, in some regions of Latin America, pastoral formation schools have been established that train the laity to take active roles in evangelization and parish management. The promotion of women's participation in church life has led to the creation of spaces where women can contribute their unique gifts and perspectives. In Europe, certain dioceses have appointed women as pastoral program coordinators and catechetical team leaders, recognizing their ability to enrich the mission of the Church. This approach seeks to reflect a more inclusive and co-responsible community. Pastoral accompaniment has been strengthened through the implementation of listening and support groups in parishes. In Africa, some communities have established dialogue circles where the faithful can share their experiences and challenges, fostering a culture of empathy and solidarity. These spaces allow the Church to respond more effectively to the needs of its members. This is the perfect time to access the ebook we have prepared for you. There are only a few units left. Download it from the first comment posted. Technology has become a key tool for evangelization and ongoing formation. In Asia, several dioceses have developed online platforms that offer educational and spiritual resources, facilitating access to formation for those living in remote areas. This innovation allows the Church to reach more people and adapt to the realities of the digital world. Intergenerational collaboration has been promoted to strengthen the transmission of the faith. In North America, some parishes have implemented programs where young and old work together on community projects, creating bonds that enrich both generations and strengthen the social fabric of the church community. If this message makes you reflect and you feel it connects with you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Also, if you really want to support our work and help us continue creating valuable content, consider giving us a super thanks. Join this amazing community and don't miss any news. These initiatives reflect a commitment on the part of the Church to live synodality in a concrete way, adapting to diverse cultural and social realities. The implementation of the synodal guidelines requires creativity, openness, and a constant disposition to discernment, ensuring that the mission of the Church is effectively realized in the contemporary world.